This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhymes. Isn't it amazing that the Quitman 10 plus 2 Lula Smart have had a court date set, and that court date was for the 19th of August 2014. And do you not know that in South Georgia and the state of Georgia, that no real news media coverage has been on this particular case dealing with Lula Smart, one of the 10, then the 12 outstanding citizens in Brooks County who was brought up on charges of alleged voter fraud in a very high-profile case here in the state of Georgia. But do you not know that after 8 days of preliminaries and jury selection and the jury process and actual hearing and the testifying of witnesses, that the Valdosta Daily Times, the local South Georgia News Media Network, and other news media networks has acted as if though this case never took place? And so I wanted to share with you, all military veterans, active duty, retired disabled military veterans, ask yourself a question: how could it be that a court case of this magnitude could be ignored by the local press here in the state of Georgia? It reminds me of the old 1860 charter that was displayed on the second floor of Valdosta City Hall leading into Judge Edwards' courtroom. And it remained there until I petitioned them to remove it. And it was reluctantly, and I do mean reluctantly, removed. Here is what that disgraceful charter said. And the reason I'm reading, let me repeat, the reason I'm reading it is because it seems as if though there has been an asserted effort to keep the people in Georgia and the United States of America ignorant concerning a very high-profile voting rights case that should have been at Eric Holder's office and on his desk with major priority, but we don't read nothing about that. Anyway, back on point. This Valdosta 1860 charter, which had been displayed in Valdosta City Hall up until I had questioned it, here's what it said. Article 100, Section 11, that the mayor and council shall pass all proper and necessary laws and ordinances for the control of slaves and free persons of color in said town, and suppress and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, or other livestock straying at large in Valdosta or from other causes. This is what this disgraceful charter had displayed. Now it seems as if though that charter was removed. However, the mentality of that charter seemed to be alive and well. We, the people, had better wake up here in the state of Georgia, in South Georgia, and across the United States of America. We are rapidly losing this republic. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhymes. The Lula Smart case in Brooks County, Georgia. That court case will continue Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Be there and not elsewhere. I am following this case. The Honorable Judge G.B.R is presiding, and I must say that he's doing an outstanding and thorough job. He is the best, I think, professional attorney that I have seen in some time here in South Georgia under the Southern Judiciary. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press reporting what others ignore. George Boston Rhymes in America's Georgia. In America's Georgia. But I will be back in the South Georgia area on Tuesday for the purpose of reporting more about what has become the biggest whiteout, a blackout, and disgraceful act in the state of Georgia, perhaps, when it comes down to the freedom of the American people to know what is happening in their community. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press saying to you, bye-bye, we're gone. Remember, the Lula Smart case continues Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Be there and not elsewhere.